श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि संबंधतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भांस्य नलो नीलोऽम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् विद्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशताम् यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम्. We will now chant Gita Dhyanam. If you have the text, you can follow it. I'll chant it slowly so that the words are, you can understand the words and you can also understand the Sandhi Vichhed and see how I am splitting the words. Parthaya pratiboditam bhagavata आरायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहने कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानम् मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजम् कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालम् पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा Devaya tasmai namaha. Iti Gita Dhyanam. Now we'll do Bhagavad Gita, chapter 30. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atatrayodashaadhyayah. क्षेत्रज्ञ विभाग योगो नाम त्रयोदशाध्यायः. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. So in this chapter, the teacher is revealing a certain fact. The fact is, there is a kshetra, the field of experience, and the kshetrajya, the knower of the field of experience. And one who is able to discern the difference between the kshetra and the kshetrajya clearly is a wise person. If you are able to objectively look at the field of experience, objectively, if one is able to look at the field of experience, this objectivity will give you space. The space, in that space, you can look at things, people, situations, events as they are, without getting sucked into how I wish this was different, how I wish I had this. Objectivity gives you space. And when there is clarity that the kshetrajya, this, wherever this first person singular I is placed, is the kshetrajya. Where is this first person singular placed? On I. Though I am symbolically touching my physical body, the touch goes much beyond my physical body, because I know this is my physical body. Kshetra. One who knows the physical body is a kshetrajya. So one who knows the kshetrajya, one who knows the knower, one who knows the nature of the knower, will be able to spot in the field of experience, literally spot. Otherwise, it's a struggle. If one does not know the difference between kshetra and kshetrajya, one does not know the difference between one is not able to discern the difference between the kshetra and the kshetrajya. Life is, as our Swamiji puts it, MBBS. Miserable, boring, okay? So what is that? Yeah. Miserable, boring, burdensome struggle. But if you know the difference, one is able to discern the difference, the life is a sport. And that is a matter of discovery. It's not a matter of belief. Nobody wants you to believe. Because if it's a belief, the first whiff of some breeze will blow it all up. We don't want you to believe. You have enough stuff to believe. And the hereafter, we don't want to believe in the hereafter and believe. We want the Shastra wants you to know. It wants you to listen. It wants you to understand. It wants you to retain. And it wants you to relate. Okay? Receive, reflect, retain, relate. And this is said in simple in Sanskrit in three. It is said as Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Wants you to relate. It must become my knowledge. And for it to become my knowledge, just as anything requires a conducive environment to grow. The same way, Atma Jnana, for it to be received, received, to be able to reflect, to be able to retain, and to be able to relate, one needs conducive buddhi and a lifestyle which will help you develop this buddhi. For that, the teacher introduces 20 values. And these values here are called, in this context, are called jnanam. Jnanam also means knowledge. In this context, it means virtues. Why are they called jnanam? They are called jnanam because even as you work on cultivating these virtues, knowledge gains a strong foundation in the seeker. That's why the virtues themselves are called knowledge. Okay, so we had a few virtues. We started off with a few virtues. Okay, we'll read them. Amanitvam madam vitvam, amanitvam madam vitvam, ahimsa shantirarjavam, acharyopasanam shaucham, acharyopasanam shaucham, sthiryam atma vinigraha. One. So amanitvam madam vitvam, ahimsa shantirarjavam, acharyopasanam shaucham, sthiryam atma vinigraha. 9 values given. We have seen the meanings. We will look at atma vinigraha. Graha, house. Nigraha, definitely established house. Vinigraha, very well established center. That is Atma Vinigraha. You are centered on yourself. You are together as a person. Our experiences, especially the happy ones, scatter us. When you are Atma Vinigraha, you are together as a person. Atma Vinigraha at the initial stage starts as self-discipline. Okay, and where does it start? There are 17 factors to be kept in mind. Okay, we will do this and you'll have to go to the next one also. Sthiryam Atma Vinigraha. Verse number 9, first value. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. So we have to read this together. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. So there are 17 factors, okay, which govern our experience. What are those 17 factors? Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 organs of knowledge. Pancha Karmendriyani, 5 organs of action. Pancha Prana, okay, 5 factors inside which empower this. Okay, they are like power supply. Pancha Prana, Manas, and then you have Antakarana and Ankara. These 17 factors come together. When I am saying, then the teacher says, when the teacher says, when the Shastra says, Atma Vinigraha, these 17 factors are in alignment. Okay, how do you go into alignment? The reference Tattva Bodha, first line. What is alignment? Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Of which Shama, Dama, first 2 come into being. Shama is mental discipline. The mind is not mind control. It is not destroying the mind. It's not killing the mind. It is making the mind available to you for what it wants to do. And you have to get how many? Yesterday, what it was? About 30 balls, 32 runs to get. Your mind must be focused. You can't say, after if I lose this, what will happen? If I win this, what will happen? If your mind is distracted, you are distracted from your goal. So, a focus is necessary. Shama. Put everything aside and concentrate on the work at hand. There are so many things, so many issues which demand such concentration. And imagine working on Atmavidya. Look at the level of concentration one is required. That one requires. Okay, so it is Atma Vinigraha starts with Shama here. It is given in Vedanta Shastra. Now, if you go to Yoga Shastra, there is something called Patanjali's Yoga Shastra. What does it say there? It is Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. It's called Pratyahara. A certain deliberateness in managing your thinking faculty. A certain deliberateness. What is the deliberateness? At the initial stage, you do not allow the mind to wander. It will wander. But every time it wanders, you catch it and bring it back. It will wander. But whenever it wanders, bring it back. The exercise is of those people who have canine pets. Okay, you buy a new one and you take it for a walk. The first day, few days, the pet takes you for a walk. You don't take it for a walk. It is on a leash. It takes you for a walk. After some time, after the first 1 or 2 days, the pet by nature will start following its senses, its sense of smell. When it goes near a certain unhygienic areas, what do? You restrain the leash just enough and gently prod it away. When done consistently, the pet is weaned away and it goes into areas. Thereafter, you take it for a walk. You lead it. Okay, you don't drag it, you lead it. In the same way, our self-discipline starts as a deliberate exercise. Every day, I will do this without exception. Okay. If you miss, you will do the next day more of it. You can perhaps have checks and balances, somebody to remind you that you have to do. So, a certain deliberate process of discipline done over a length of time makes it a spontaneous abidance to that discipline. Atma Vinigraha is not a joke. It is not stubborn self-control. It is not some kind of, it is intelligent self-restraint. Okay, you talk to yourself. You tell yourself, this is not healthy. You know, there is this organization called Alcoholic Anonymous. And people who are addicted to drinking go there for treatment. What happens is, they will first, how to wean you away from drinking. So they will give you a bottle which has got that sticker there, but nothing will be inside. And you will keep the bottle in front. They have not gone there, okay? Just heard me say. So they will put the bottle in front, and then this person talks to the bottle. You have no power over me. You have no power over me. You have no power over me. So this person empowers himself and disempowers the bottle. As a next step, the bottle is filled with water. Then, mind will tempt it. Hey, what is that? Don't touch the bottle. Continue the exercise. Empower, disempower. As a third step, it is really filled with liquor. A time comes when you say, I do not take alcoholic beverages. You should definitely see many of these sports people train. If people who play table tennis, they will have to play shadow table tennis. They don't play with the ball. They'll stand against the wall and they'll say, this is the angle at which you move. And somebody will be monitoring your. You go play cricket, that fellow will say, learn to pick up the bat without a bat in hand. Learn to pick up the bat without a bat in hand. So if you're a right-hander, use the left hand, pick it up, and you flex your wrist. If you're a left-hander, you pick it up with the right hand and flex your wrist. Football. Learn to play ball without the ball. So much of discipline, as in sports, you have to have even in your life. Anything for that matter. You go into the, you go learning. You're going to get into work on the most sophisticated machines. You have to start working on the basics. And you repeatedly work on the basics so that empower, disempowered. Therefore, Stairyam is steadfastness, Atma Vinigraha, being centered on oneself, being together as a person. Okay, let's go to the next value because they are closely connected. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. Let's read the whole. Verse number 9. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam Anahankara Evacha. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam Anahankara Evacha. Janma Mrityu Dara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam. The second line is one value. Okay. Don't take it as Janma one value, Janma Marana another value. Okay. Jara one value, Vyadhi one value. Not like Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. It is one value. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam is one virtue. Anahankara Evacha and Anahankara Eva. So this is how we have to say. So we have to say Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. So we have seen how many Indriyas we have? Jnanendriyas? 5. How many Karmendriyas? 5. So 10. And we are empowered by the Pancha Prana. Now, these Indriyas, they say, go back to Tattva Bodh. There is something called Dhamma. What is Dhamma? Dhamma is Chakshuradi Bahyendriya Nigraha. Chakshuradi Bahya Indriya Nigraha. Once again, it is not stubborn control, it is intelligent restraint. It is intelligent restraint. For some time, I shall not see. Okay, there's something very important going on. It can go on TV, it can go on anywhere. Something very important is going on. You say, for some time, I shall not see. You can switch off, you can reduce the volume, or walk away from the room. I shall not see. Anything for that matter. Intelligent self-restraint. That's why we have in our system, we have upavasa. Don't eat anything. Restraint, intelligent restraint. For a few hours, for one day. We have two important days, Shivaratri and Vaikuntha Ekadashi. And other Ekadashis are there. In every Ekadashi, you are supposed to maintain a certain restraint. Intelligent restraint. You don't do what is called, there's a stubborn kind of denial. It is intelligent restraint. I shall not do. I shall not indulge my senses. Be it, be it eyes, be it smell, be it taste, be it touch, be it. I shall exercise intelligent restraint. That is called Vairagyam. Vairagyam doesn't mean in Tamil they said a morat thing. No, nothing brutal. Nothing very, very stubborn kind of. Intelligent restraint. So you have upavasa, your mauna vratam, you don't talk for one day. Why one day? 1 hour you see. And mauna vrata doesn't mean keeping your mouth and saying baba 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 baba. That is not allowed. Mauna vrata means real mauna vrata. There are some people who won't speak, but they'll keep panting baba baba baba. That's not mauna. Mauna vrata is mauna vrata. You don't open the lips. So upavasa, mauna vrata, all these are, can keep your eyes closed for a length of time. Remain seated in one place. Asana siddhi. Okay, many of us are so restless. That's why after this online classes have come, it's become very easy. You can lie down and listen. You can switch off your camera. Imagine online, offline, going and sitting in the place. So therefore, asana siddhi. So you have in the Shastra, in the Vedanta Shastra, you have what is called Dhamma. In Yoga Shastra, again, it comes under physical restraint, comes in the form of asana, then yama niyama, pranayama, pratyahara. Once again, pratyahara, deliberate restraints. Okay. Restraint from what? Indriya, sorry. Indriya artheshu. Restraining, intelligently restraining the sense organs from their field of play. For the eyes, forms are the indriya artha, chakshurendriya artha. For the ears, sound is indriya artha. For the skin, touch is indriya artha. For the tongue, taste is indriya artha. For the nose, fragrance, aroma or indriya artha. So intelligent restraint. You can close your eyes, but can you close your ears? Can you stop aroma, fragrance from going inside? You can't avoid touch. No cool breeze touching you makes you feel comfortable. So vairagyam here is where the sense organs can get closed, there you close. Where it cannot be closed, you withdraw the mind from that. For example, say, a typical South Indian, you are doing meditation at about 5:45 to 6 in the morning. I don't know these days whether they do it or not. Those days, South Indian household, Tamil households, they will have freshly brewed coffee decoction. So whether you like it or not, this will pick up. You are on upavasa. For that evening, you are used to preparing what is it? Suji, kesari, cashew nuts, plenty of cow's ghee. Even now you have started salivating. So these will happen. You can't stop the nose, don't smell the coffee. You smell the coffee 4 houses away. See, we were in Calcutta for a long time. My grandma used to make some excellent rasam. We were on the ground floor. We used to have people from the 4th floor passing our kitchen window. They will call up to my grandma and say, we are able to smell your rasam, the aroma of your rasam in the 4th floor. So you may be meditating there, the aroma will reach you. Fragrance of flowers will reach you. Therefore, how do you restrain? When the thought comes. You don't push the thought away forcibly. When the aroma comes, suppose you say the aroma should not come. It is not possible because this is meant to pick up aroma. This is meant to pick up aroma. You can't say this cannot pick up aroma. When the aroma comes, indriyartheshu vairagyam. Vairagya is a certain thought process where you tell yourself, I see there's a saying, there's a person who works very hard to put up. He runs a big conglomerate over a few companies and makes billions of dollars and things like that. What does he say? I don't have time to smell the roses. That's what he says. He writes to all his employees. I don't have time to smell the roses. Hey, when you are working for your corporation, when you are working for making so much money, you have vairagya. You don't have time to smell the roses. You don't have time to see the scroll of your child which comes and says, Papa, see what I have drawn for you. This fellow is so busy. He says, I don't have time now. The child comes back and says, it's drawn, in its letter, it's drawn a postcard. It's just drawn a picture. It made a greeting card to say, Papa, this is your birthday today. You don't have time for that. Is there not vairagyam? You have vairagyam to go make money. You have it in you. Shastras come and tell you. Guru comes and tells you, exercise a little bit of vairagyam for Atma Vidya. Because while all other pursuits will definitely give you ananda, they are the field of your experience, while they will give you finite ananda. If you understand the nature of the knower, who is the very source of ananda, your attitude towards ananda itself is undergo a transformation. That's the ultimate goal. With that being the goal, can't you restrain yourself for some time? So it is intelligent. Indriya artheshu vairagyam. Every time you've mastered your mastery is not easy. It is for that purpose only they show you that there was a person who thought he had mastered everything. There was a rishi who thought he had mastered everything till he saw a beautiful apsara. So he fell. For the simple reason he slipped. Okay, there's again a very beautiful story. That there was a person, Rishya Shringa. There was a character. His father thought he should have no exposure to any of the pleasures of life. So he was brought up in a strict atmosphere where he was sheltered or insulated from all kinds of sense pleasures. One day he ventured outside. The first person he saw was an exceptionally beautiful person. And he fell in love with her and lost all that he learned so far. So it is not stubborn kind of self-control. It is intelligent restraint. We do it all the time. Hey, you're driving. Somebody is doing pum, 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 pum. Do you feel like racing? Yeah, you feel like racing. But what do? You move to the side and you can even say, "Jao yaar, jao marzi jana hai, jao." You show him, give him the way. It happens in aircrafts. The air hostess will announce, please remain seated till the aircraft comes to a complete halt. It is as though signal for everyone to get up. I think perhaps the air hostess should say, please get up even while the aircraft is in motion. Then they will possibly sit down and jump off the aircraft. Please don't open the overhead locker. Da, 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 it falls on the floor. So the inclination is to follow the urges. It takes a little bit of restraint to it. If somebody is sitting next to you, they are saying, it happens in all the field. I'm sitting in the aisle seat, there's a person sitting next to you. And the person they are announcing, please wait, don't open, there's a little jump, he will bang you on the knee with his briefcase or something. These days nobody carries briefcase. A laptop bag opens there and so many things fall on you. And he will hurry, go to the gate and stand there because the arrow bridge is not. Intelligent self-restraint. Okay, that is Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. Okay, let's go to the next value. Anahankara evacha. Anahankara. Absence of self-conceitedness. Did you read this earlier also? Amanitvam, Adambitvam. So three of them go together. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Anahankara. All three of them go together. Having talked about Amanitvam, what was the need to talk about Ahankara? Amanitvam is already given. Adambitvam is already given. Why talk about Ahankara? Ahankara is, see, it is something like Atma Pujaniya Bhava. We saw in Manitvam. Ahankara, Atma Pujaniya Bhava. I am good. Some people start with, I am good looking. I am accomplished. Therefore, it's self-love. Self-love is okay. But narcissism is not okay. So much self-love that the narcissist is in, what's his character? He looks into his own reflection in the still water. He falls in love with himself and he can't thereafter love anybody else. Self-love. This is self-conceitedness. Self-conceited is in as much as one is so proud of his own achievements. I'm the only fellow who owns this. There is only one model in the world that I have. Look at mine, which I bought 10 years ago. It looks like it was bought yesterday. It is in showroom condition. Swank showroom condition. So the things which are close to me, my achievements, my circle, what kind of people I associate with. So what is the difference? While Manitvam is in the mind, I am good. Atma Pujaniya Bhava, you like yourself. Adambitvam is a show, is a physical show. Dambitvam, not Adambitvam. Dambitvam is a physical show. Now there are people who say, how can I wear the same dress for another? See, the person bought a dress, paying about some these days amount, obscene amounts are spent on one day wedding reception dress. I've never seen the fellow wear it again. Imagine you wear a patani suit with all the chiki and things like that. Will you ever wear it again? Where will you wear it? To another man's wedding. In that case, you will look like a groom. So it's a one-time purchase. Number. Now, where is Ahankara? So, Amanitvam is the mind. Dambitvam is in the body. Ahankara is by speech. And how do you know the Ahankari? Ahankari doesn't mean one who gets angry. Ahankari is the person whose vocabulary is full of I, me, myself. I, me, myself. Hey, look at the review I got. I did a performance a few days ago. Look at the review I got. This person had to say this. Okay, that is, you have to understand, one is a reasonable amount of acknowledgement. I mean, when I'm performing on stage, somebody acknowledge. Reasonable amount of acknowledgement, feedback I need. But an addictive kind of feedback, and that feedback goes to feed my feedback. Now they use a new term, feed forward. He'll give you feed forward. I still don't understand. I'm fooling around with words. Feed forward. What for? Why do you want to feed forward? So that it feeds my ego, ahankara. And the entire conversation is about I, Me, myself. So somebody says, I went to Singapore. Yeah, why can't this person simply listen to his Singapore trip and leave it like that? I also went to Singapore. When I went there, these things were not. I went to England. I also went to England. I went to hell. Would you like to say I went to hell? Perhaps the person would say, hey, what hell you are talking about? I went into worse hell. So constantly talking about one's achievements. So manitvam, dambitvam, ahankara create an atma pujaniya bhava. And when you have atma pujaniya bhava, space is occupied. Valuable space is occupied. Have you seen in your laptops and your computers, you download some software. Keep downloading 3, 4 things. It will say not enough space. This needs so much, you have only this much space. Preoccupation with what? I, me, myself, my dress, and how people are, what are they talking about me? I employ people to find out what are they talking about me. Manitvam, absence of self-praise. Adambitvam, absence of self-glorification. Ahankara, absence of self-conceitedness. 3 of them create a major obstacle to Atma Vidya because there is no space to receive, reflect, retain, let alone relate. Because you're preoccupied with your self-conceitedness. Anahankara evacha. Then next value. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. It's one value. In this sharira, you are born with a certain sharira. Sorry. Language. Sorry. We are all born with a sharira. Every being in this Srishti has a unique sharira. Every being, including a mite, the amoebas in your stomach, mosquitoes, octopus, squid, anything you take, underwater, on land, mollusks, in the air, they all have unique bodies. You also have a very unique body. And this body, if it is got, the body has certain features. What are the features? It is called Shad Vikara. Asti, it exists in a manifest or unmanifest form. It occupies space. Asti. Jayate, it is born. Vardate, it grows. Viparinamate, it undergoes changes, modifications. Viparinamate. Apakshiyate, vinashyati, it dies. So therefore, when I say in the Indriyateshu Vairagyam, Anahankara evacha, then Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. It is a certain abidance with reality, with respect to one's body and the bodies with which one relates to. One has to grow old, like it or not. It has to happen. However much you may color your hair, In fact, yesterday I met someone. Or did I read it somewhere? Yeah, I think I read it somewhere. Somebody says all elders have aid. He says, what aids? Yeah. He says, yeah, band aid, hearing aid, all kinds of aids. Walking aid, mobility aids. So I use aids. Okay. So like that. So he's laughing at his own old age. So the same body which gave you happiness at one point of time now makes you feel unhappy. Once upon a time, the same body which gave you ahankara, look how nice I look. Now, when you look into the mirror at your watery eyes, how many chins, double, triple, quadruple? When they have to cheek by jowl, they have to live together. No hair here, but hair grows all over your ears. Vision affected, dark circles under your eyes. How do you look at it? Anudarshan. It's a fact of life. Perhaps if you can do something, do it. But let it not make you miserable. Are you age? Are you something else? Are you age? Are you? So what if you're? But it is. See, nothing unusual has happened. So you can understand if all the 70-year-olds are remaining young and healthy and running around, you are the only fellow aging. Then you can understand. Yeah, after a certain age, all of us have to age. I mean, from the day you are born, the only thing the fact remains is you are aging. Initially, it is called growing. After 40 or 45 or 46, it's called aging. Because thereafter, see, up to a point of time in life, there is growth. Thereafter, there is no growth. There is only modification. And thereafter, there is decay. And you don't have to be cynical about it. You don't have to be fatalistic about it. But you can look at it with a certain glad acceptance. It's the way life is. I have slowed down. Period. Because you're meant to slow down. The body is meant to slow down. It's a real life situation. A doctor told me this story. I think his uncle or somebody, much older man, about 60 or 70, wouldn't take his, he used to run about 8 kilometers a day, every day. He invested on fresh shoes and what he got, tracks and things like that, and ran and ran and ran. One day he ran and never came back. They went in search of him, and somewhere in the 6.5-kilometer mark, he had fallen down and had a heart attack. And whoever they said over stress. So there's a point, even when it comes to sport, there's a kind of time when you retire. You are no longer as sharp as you used to be. It is only in the movie industry that there are some 80-year-olds who continue to be college students. Non-acceptance of reality. That's what the movie industry stands for. I can't accept the fact that I have grown older. So I make up for what I don't have. So, Janma, Mrityu. These are the facts of life. What is born has to die. Janma, Mrityu. Jara, old age. Vyadhi, ailments. Okay, you may not, it need not have severe ailments. Nobody wants that. Okay, nobody wants that kind of a tubes running out of my system and thing. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. But the fear that I could have it, I could have it, I could that takes away space. You don't have to wish. There is a beautiful prayer for that. It's a very beautiful prayer. So if the fear dominates that one day I could lose my faculties or I will have this, I will have that. Okay, there's a prayer. It says, Anayasa Maranam. When the time comes, may the system shut down. What do you call it? Anayasa, easily, without any resistance. May my system shut down without struggle. Anayasa Maranam. Vina dainyena jivitam. During my lifetime, may I not be hopelessly dependent on others, on things, and on equipment. I don't want tubes and things like that out of me. It's a prayer because you have no control over it. Therefore, when I say Janma, Marana, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, there could be ailments. You can't help it. You don't know what kind of ailments. Come your annual checkup in spite of all the ailments can come. Any ailment can come anytime. Any ailment can come anytime. All your checkups, they are all checkup. That's all it is. It helps somebody make money. But just because you have a checkup, there is no guarantee that you will not have any ailments. Anudarshanam. Look at it objectively. I don't want to have it, but if I have it, if one gets it, may I be able to look at it objectively. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, the dukkha that comes out of it, anudarshanam. Anudarshanam means look at it objectively, have a certain equanimity, have a certain accommodation. Did we study it in Tattva Bodha? Titiksha, Shita Ushna, Sukha Dukkha, Adi Sahishnutvam. A certain capacity to accommodate the pinpricks of life. A certain acceptance. If it, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it. Okay? I don't want it. But if I have it, I am not going to make myself, more importantly, those around me miserable. We all have it. All of us have some issue or the other. I am not going to make myself unhappy. I am not going to make at least others around me unhappy. How are you? Good. You don't have to bluff. If you still want to say, Ishwara Anugraha, I am doing that. Ishwara Anugraha. You can always say Ishwara, a prayerful thought. So, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshan. The next one is a value, very beautiful value, which we will read now. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha. That with that we cover verse number 9. Then verse number 10 we will take up next. Okay, Asakti. Anabhishwangaha Putradhara Grahadishu Nityam cha Samachittatvam Ishto Nishtopapattishu. These two values you will see in our text. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Gobrahmanebhe Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasthas Kino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritandamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai ho, Swami Dayananda Maharaj ki jai ho, Swami Atma Triptananda Maharaj ki jai ho. Bole Shankar, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Ram. We'll meet again next week. Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.